Right, okay, so just got to clean these up, and then that then glues onto there, and then this is now ready for sanding. Now I'm going to go slightly different, not dramatically, you don't have to do this, but here's a full size F3K glider. It's a little bit battered, but if you look at the rudder, if I can just show you that, you might be able to see that. This side is aerodynamic, it's got a wing section to it. This side is flat. So the reason is, if you're right-handed and you're launching, the glider wants to go that way. By producing lift the other way from this vertical surface, basically being produced because you're introducing a very high speed, so it's going to act, it straightens the glider up, because the glider wants to lift that way. This surface is going to want to pull it this way. But when you're in normal flight, you'll find that this aerodynamic surface doesn't make a significant difference in flying. So I'm going to have a go to see whether I can actually sand that. So this is going to be profiled, the other side's going to be flat, to see if it makes it. Okay, I have sanded my aerofoil shape on the left hand side, kept it flat. I've got to be honest with you, at this size I'm not sure it's going to make any difference. So they're both sanded. Little tip on the sanding, make sure when you do your sanding is try and do it, particularly the edges, just support the rest of the structure, because it gets very thin, and then just sand it very gently in one direction all the time on these edges. So all I did was I just slowly worked myself off the end of the bench there and just went round. So the next thing we're going to do is just sand about that much of the carbon, just lightly, don't have to do it go mad. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to pop that on there like so. So that gives me the height. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that in there. I've got another little packer here. There you go. Now what I'm going to do, I've just got to get that over the tape in case I get a bit of leakage. All I'm doing is a very, very tiny little tack just to hold that carbon fibre in place, just to check that I've got it packed properly. And then I'm going to check that it's central in the tube. Right, there you go. It's sitting square. It's just tacked at the moment, so I'm just going to gently add some more glue fillets, give it a chance to dry, and then just keep adding some more glue, because that's quite a high stress area. Okay, looking at the instructions, basically what it says here is that this elevator mounting plate is 43 millimeters from the end of the tube. So that's going to have to fit on there at 43 millimeters. So we need to make sure we get that nice and square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load this onto the elevator like so, and then I shall then use that to line it all up and make sure it's dead square. Okay, this is how I'm going to join my tailplane. This is how I'm going to join the tailplane with the bracket. I've marked with tape the 43 millimeters. This is square along this edge. I've got a clamp just holding it here, and then I'm just going to run this along here and make sure everything is square like so, and then just eyeball it. So that's what I've done. Let me just check that. Look at that. That dog's on. So I supported the, I've marked where the 43mm goes, supported the other end so that the boom is square across the bench, dropped a little bit of super glue down on it, and then eyeballed it, and it looks fairly square to me. So then the next thing we do is we take that off. No, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put that on there like so. Lovely. Right, that's nice and square. And then what I am going to do is just check with the elevator that when the elevator sits in there, it's not going to bind. There you go, lovely job. Now, so the next thing to do is we gently just remove the elevator, and then I'm going to get this cord out. I'm going to split it in half, and then just gently tie this round. One thing I did do is I used this very small file, and I did actually just put the slightest hint of a groove underneath there so it'd fit onto the carbon fibre boom better. Let's take that off. Right. So we'll get this cord off. Go. So that's the tail assembly done. Now, the next episode will be adding this to here, like so, and also how we're going to do the wing bolts. So that's the next episode. I'm now off hang gliding.